Have you ever stopped to wonder why you make the choices you do? Why you stick to certain routines, habits, or beliefs even when they don't seem to serve you? Most people think they're in control of their decisions, that everything they do is based on logic and free will. But what if I told you that's not entirely true? What if I told you that a lot of what you do, how you think, how you act, how you live, isn't entirely your choice? It's not because someone else is controlling you, but because you're running on invisible scripts. These invisible scripts are like the operating system of your mind. They've been installed over time by society, culture, family, and even your own experiences. And most of us don't even realize they're there. Today, I want to talk about these scripts, how they influence your life, and most importantly, how you can rewrite them to take back control. What are invisible scripts? An invisible script is a deeply ingrained belief or assumption that influences your decisions, often without you noticing. For example, I need a college degree to be successful. I shouldn't try that. I might fail. I have to work 9 to 5 to make a decent living. Sound familiar? These are just a few examples of invisible scripts that guide our lives. Now, here's the tricky part. These scripts feel so natural that we rarely question them. It's like background music in a cafe. You don't really notice it, but it sets the tone for everything else. How do these scripts control you? Imagine this. You're at a crossroads in life. You have two options. Stick to what's safe and familiar, take a risk, and try something new. What do most people do? They stick to the familiar path, even if it's not what they truly want. Why? Because their invisible scripts are whispering, play it safe. What will people think? You're not ready for that yet. These scripts act like invisible walls, keeping you inside a box of comfort and predictability. And while that box might feel safe, it's also what keeps you stuck. Where do these scripts come from? You weren't born with these scripts. They were given to you. Your parents might have told you that success means getting a stable job. Society might have taught you that you need to follow the rules to fit in. Your own failures might have convinced you that you're not good enough. The problem is, many of these scripts are outdated or simply not true. They might have served a purpose at one point, but now they're just holding you back. How do you identify your scripts? The first step to rewriting your invisible scripts is to identify them. Here's how. Listen to your excuses. Every time you say, I can't do that because, stop and question it. Is that a fact? Or is it just a script you've been following? Pay attention to patterns. Do you always avoid risks? Procrastinate on certain goals? These patterns are often driven by scripts. Ask, who told me that? Whenever you catch yourself believing something, ask where it came from. Is it a belief you chose or one that was handed to you? Rewriting your scripts. Once you've identified your invisible scripts, the next step is to rewrite them. Here's how. Challenge the narrative. For every limiting script, ask yourself, is this really true? For example, if your script says, I can't start a business because I don't have enough experience, challenge it. What if you learned as you went? What if you partnered with someone who does have experience? Replace it with a new script. If your old script was, I'm not good with money, rewrite it to say, I'm learning how to manage money better every day. Take small actions. The best way to rewrite a script is to prove it wrong. If your script says, I'm not creative, start a small project. Write a short story, sketch something, or take a beginner's art class. Every time you act against an old script, you weaken its grip. The power of new scripts: when you rewrite your scripts, you rewrite your life. Imagine replacing I'm stuck in this job forever with I'm building the skills to transition into something better. Or I'm bad at relationships with I'm learning how to connect with others in healthier ways. These new scripts open doors you didn't even know existed. A quick exercise. right now. Think about one area of your life where you feel stuck. Ask yourself, what invisible scripts might be holding me back here? Are they really true? What new script could I write to replace them? Commit to taking one small action today to start living by your new script. Conclusion. Invisible scripts are powerful, but they're not permanent. Once you become aware of them, you can rewrite them to create the life you want. So the next time you hear that little voice saying, "You can't do that," remember, that's just an old script, and it's time for a new one, because the only way to change your life is to take control of the stories you tell yourself. Start today. Rewrite your scripts.